There's a technology out there that's about to completely flip the classroom on its head. I'm talking about artificial intelligence. Now, is it the key to unlocking every student's true potential, or is it a risk that we're just not ready for? That's the big question we're digging into today. I mean, just imagine this for a second. What if your classroom could adapt perfectly to your unique way of learning? An experience that knows exactly what you're good at, pinpoints where you're struggling, and changes in real time to help you master, well, pretty much anything. This isn't sci-fi anymore. This is the incredible promise of bringing AI into our schools. But to really get why this promise is so powerful, we first have to understand the problem that AI is trying to solve. You see, for a long time now, there's been this growing disconnect, this widening gap between how we teach and what students really need to succeed. For decades, the traditional classroom has run on a one-size-fits-all model, right? Everyone gets the same lesson, the same content, the same test. But here's the thing, that approach just doesn't work for everyone. It often fails to prepare kids for a world that demands creative problem-solving and the ability to learn on your own. And that is the fundamental gap that AI is designed to fill. So, how exactly do we bridge that gap? Well, this is where AI enters the scene, with the potential to make education truly personal for every single student. And it all starts with a really cool concept called adaptive learning. The key idea here is adaptive learning. Now, this isn't just about sticking textbooks on a computer screen. No way. This is about using smart algorithms that are constantly analyzing a student's performance and then delivering customized lessons and activities right then and there. Think of it like a personal tutor for every kid, one that's on call 24/7. And we're already seeing this in action all over the place. You know, an app like Duolingo, how it gets harder or easier based on your answers, that's adaptive learning. Or think about tools like Minecraft Education, where students are learning really complex ideas just by building and solving problems. By giving that instant feedback and tailored content, AI helps build those exact skills, like critical thinking, that the modern world demands. But the impact of AI isn't just about the students. Not at all. It's also set to completely revolutionize the entire administrative side of running a school, making the whole operation way more efficient. Just think for a minute about all the time teachers and administrators spend on paperwork, grading, scheduling, registration, you name it. Well, get this. Some studies show that AI could automate up to 40% of those routine tasks. The goal here isn't to replace people, it's to free up our educators to do what they do best, teach and connect with students. You can really break down AI's impact here into three big areas. First, decision-making. It can analyze tons of data to predict which students might be falling behind, which means schools can step in and help early. Second, it automates all those tedious tasks we talked about. And finally, it can help optimize how a school uses everything from its classrooms to its staff. The whole point is that AI can help the entire school ecosystem just run smarter. So far, this all sounds pretty amazing, right? A future with personalized learning and hyper-efficient schools. But, and you knew there was a but coming, with any technology this powerful, there is always another side to the story. The promise of AI comes with some very real peril. And this quote from researcher Hadi Abdelgafar just hits the nail on the head. The whole idea is to use AI as a supportive tool, an assistant, an aid, not as a replacement for the things that make education human: judgment, empathy, and that personal connection. Now, getting there is not going to be a walk in the park. There are some huge hurdles to clear. First off, there's the cost. This stuff is expensive to set up and maintain. Then you have the human element, people who are afraid of losing their jobs or just haven't been trained on how to use these new tools. And finally, you have these massive ethical landmines, like data privacy and the very real danger of biased algorithms. And we really have to dig into these risks. What happens to that crucial teacher-student bond if an AI is doing most of the work? It could absolutely lead to job losses for some people. And the data, what if all this sensitive student data gets misused? Even worse, what if the AI's programming is biased? It could actually end up making existing inequalities in society even bigger. We could even see kids become so reliant on the tech that they stop thinking for themselves. So, the challenge is pretty clear. How do we grab hold of all this incredible promise from AI while carefully navigating all of its very real dangers? Well, the good news is there is a responsible path forward. It really boils down to a three-step game plan. First, you have to invest in the basic infrastructure. None of this works without good hardware and solid networks. Second, and this is absolutely non-negotiable, you have to empower the educators. That means real, comprehensive training. And third, we need to set up clear ethical rules, policies that protect student data and make sure the algorithms being used are fair and transparent. So, when you boil it all down, it comes to this. AI is an unbelievably powerful tool, but that's all it is, a tool. It doesn't have its own goals or its own values. We are the ones who define its purpose in our schools. So the real question we're left with isn't about the technology itself, it's about us. What kind of future are we going to build with it?